Good morning. My name is Jonathan Rhyne. I'm the CEO of PSPDFKit. Good afternoon and good evening from wherever you're joining us from. And welcome to our very first webinar between ORPALIS and PSPDFKit. We're really excited to welcome ORPALIS to the PSPDFKit family. By combining these two incredible teams, we're able to strengthen the document foundation that so many enterprises currently rely on today. With the combined offerings, we will now be able to offer not only the best front-end user document SDKs on the market, but now be able to complement those and offer some of the most robust, feature-rich back-end processing libraries on the market as well. With this merger, we are now positioned to cover the entire spectrum of potential document solutions, supporting just about any file type, whether image, Office, PDF, static, or dynamic, as well as help developers enable the full gamut of use cases, from building apps on a server for backend processing, to cleaning up scanned documents imported into a document system, to utilizing one of the best OCR engines on the market, all the way to building innovative collaboration and signing solutions for end users. By adding ORPALIS's technology to our already existing robust document foundation, companies will now truly be able to build the applications of tomorrow, today, and fully realize the promises of the digital revolution. This merger not only enriches what we already have been able to offer before, but extends and enhances the platforms we can serve to .NET, a popular framework in the enterprise space. We'll be adding the ability to read and create barcodes, support popular file types like CAD in the construction industry, enable PDFA conversion, all the way to helping companies make their solutions more accessible with support for tagging PDFs. Further, the merger sets us up for the future. As we continue to pursue the technology that enables every document to live in the digital medium, we have already begun researching what possibilities lie ahead after that watershed moment and begin thinking beyond PDF. We're super excited for you to be here today to learn a little bit more about what we are building together, as well as learn a little bit more about what we currently offer at PSPDFKit. And with that, I'll hand it off to Loïc. Loïc?
Hello, guys. Well, it's hard for me to speak after Jonathan. It's like talking after Steve Jobs, so please bear with me. Some of you guys have known ORPALIS for nearly 15 years. We have a lot of things to say there, so let just me recap the history of our company until today. Back in 2002, I started to write the first line of code of the JD Project product in VisualFox Pro, the legacy Microsoft environment now. It was a part-time project that I was sharing with some friends and the Microsoft community. JD Picture was offering a wrapper around the new JD Plus technology, and this time delivering an object-oriented drawing API and image processing capabilities. Few months after, I started to write the first version of our PDF generator, thinking it would have been a one-month friendly iteration. I'm still involved in this project development today with a part of my team. This same year, the first version of the .NET platform was released. I considered it as fancy and really strange stuff for Microsoft. So I just closed my eyes on it. This was basically my first big mistake. In 2003, I was feeling alone in the VisualFox Pro world, so all the JD Picture project was migrated to a set of COM-ActiveX libraries, mostly using a mix of Visual Basic 6, Delphi, and C++ source code. The first public version was released at this time. It was completely free components that gained a lot of popularity. Free support was offered through a forum platform, and I started to adopt a 100% feedback-oriented product development methodology. One unique goal at this time, trying to offer a positive answer for any user requests, and there were a lot. In 2007, the first commercial version was released, and ORPALIS was born at the same time. Sorry for the company name, but it's a long story I will not elaborate on now. First employees, mostly all my childhood friends and family. I even hired my father. Sorry, Mom, for that. This was a very exciting and strange time. In 2008, we were not able to continue to renew the .NET ecosystem expansion, so we had to rewrite again an important part of the toolkit in managed code. A lot of stress here. We were not sure we were making the right decision, and we had to pause almost all of our R&D tasks. A failure would have been certainly fatal, but we are here. In January 2009, we came back with the third version of a .NET flavor of GD Picture. We started to introduce OCR capabilities at the same time, which we continuously improved until today. We then continued to follow our initial strategy. We wanted to build a very unique component addressing all problems of the imaging industry based on the same code base. Fortunately, we were completely ignoring there would have been so many. To keep our initial promise, we had to develop a complete PDF library, a document viewer, a Twine API, barcode check passport readers, an hypercompression engine, a document cleanup engine, image processing filters, document converter, an Office document engine, a document layout understanding engine, and so many other fun stuff. To achieve these challenges, we needed to hire rockstar, ambitious, and multidisciplinary developers from all over the world. And with this team, we pushed GD Picture at nearly 1 million lines of code, always following a continuous integration model. In 2020, we decided to expand the company. We had a solid base of very happy customers. All revenue were reinvested, an efficient business model, and a super strong technology stack. We then acquired the Aquaforest UK company, which permitted us to grow workforce and offering. It was again a very stressful period for us, mostly because of the Brexit context and COVID pandemic. As you know, this pandemic accelerated the digitalization process all over the world. So we needed to run even faster to address the demand, and came to the conclusion that we needed to double the workforce to move forward. This is something really, really hard to do and very risky for such self-funded company. So in 2021, trying to find a solution, we entered in discussion with a lot of imaging industry players. We needed a quick option to be able to maintain and accelerate our R&D efforts. And the PSPDFKit team was one of them. With long discussion and a lot of exchanges, we shared dreams and our visions. Our technology were more than complementary, and we realized we had a lot in common. A strange company name, a lot of energy, a strong ambition, an emphasis on excellence and innovation, the same core values, and so on. So we quickly reached the obvious conclusion that we needed to join them as fast as possible. This same year, PSPDFKit raised more than 100 million euros, which is, in my opinion, a nice record in our industry. And since the beginning of this year, PSPDFKit and ORPALIS started to work on their next milestones, mostly by joining our R&D efforts. For GD Picture customers, this will be materialized by a complete Linux support of our SDK. We are now in QA stage. The first release should be available within a few weeks. Mac OS X support will come afterward. We will also soon offer a complete range of IMA UI user controls and address mobile and WebAssembly ecosystems. We are also accelerating a lot of document understanding capabilities, so be ready for very exciting announcement about that. Now I will leave Richard to show you a quick demo of the PSPDFKit PDF SDK capabilities. Feel free to ask any kind of question afterwards.
Thanks, Loïc. I can take it from here. Yeah, thank you for everyone for attending. And again, welcome to another one of our webinars. My name is Richard Malloy. I'm part of the sales team here at PSPDFKit. And today, I'd love to share a little bit about the functionality that you can support within your web applications using our framework. We're really excited about this new partnership with this new partnership, as it provides a number of different functionality that we think will be a great marriage to what we do here at PSPDFKit. So PSPDFKit, if you're interested in evaluating it, we do provide a free trial that allows you to evaluate all the functionality we have to offer, including different platforms for our web SDK as well as mobile SDKs as well. We have a get started guide here so we can get you up and running so you can do a full POC to evaluate how our framework can be supported within your application. We also have extensive documentation for each platform, including different get started guides, APIs, and things like that. We also work in a number of different industries that we can make some suggestions on how to properly support the user experience that you wish. So jumping into the demo here. So what I have pulled up here currently is our web framework. PSPDFKit comes with a standard UI and UX that you can see displayed within the browser. This is fully customizable so that when you integrate our SDK into your application, you're able to remove buttons, change the layout, and I'll show some examples of that. But the goal for us is to allow you to render and manipulate PDFs within your application with a user experience that you want. As mentioned before, PSPDFKit does a number of different things. We have a number of client-side SDKs that allow rendering and manipulation of PDFs in different types of applications. The one I'm working on today mostly is our web framework, but we also have native SDKs for iOS, Android, Windows, Mac Catalyst, and we continue to iterate and build on also a Flutter SDK and React Native SDKs. We see the popularity of those grow in the market today. We also have some server-side integrations as well. What we've really been excited about this new partnership is the ability to expand on these to not only serve our PSPDFKit customers, but really leverage industry-leading PDF support for tools like OCR and generation and conversion. So we think with the parity of the two platforms, you can offer an amazing user experience for all your customers. So what separates PSPDFKit from other vendors in the market? One is how we license our SDK. So we provide a feature flag model that allows you to really build the user experience you want. Everything is built from our SDKs, from our viewer. Our viewer is something we've been working on for several years. We have forked off of PDF Fume, which is the PDF rendering engine supported by Google. Over the past 10 years, we've worked diligently hard to add the features you see below, as well as improve security and fidelity. So we really get the best of both worlds in terms of having a solution backed by Google, but be able to leverage the number of engineers we have on our team as well. From there, you can add different functionality as needed. So kind of looking at some of our standard viewer features, we provide a number of different things to help you navigate and really read PDFs. Certain things like thumbnails. If the PDF does have an outline, we're able to navigate and pick that up. We do a ton of QA testing with other PDF viewers in the market as well to ensure that as documents move across different rendering engines, that certain things do persist. We do some proprietary stuff, but we follow the PDF spec on a lot of things. You're able to apply bookmarks to pages as well. And again, what's nice about this is all of this is entirely customizable so that you can use the sidebar as you want it. We just provide you a default from what we've seen in our years here as what people typically like to use PSPDFKit for. Different ways to navigate through the page, which is always nice. Zooming, as well as a fit to page as well. One of the things that PSPDFKit does is for our web framework, we provide both a client side, which is a serverless integration called PSPDFKit for Web Standalone. What that does is allow the rendering and the manipulation of the PDF all to happen within the browser. We also have a server component that can help with further performance and larger PDFs and other server-side APIs that allow for loading pages on demand or downloading on demand or lazy loading, as you would call it. These are great for larger PDFs. We provide a search engine so that you're able to search within a PDF and then toggle through the results as well. Again, we work in an industry where a lot of this needs to be changed based on what my use case is or what my user experience is. So this is a magazine example where we've seen the toolbar move to the bottom, and we've only exposed certain functionality. The use case here that we've built out, which is a custom example that you're more than welcome to use, has made an effort to make the document more difficult to download to provide security there. So back to our feature page. So that's our viewer. Annotations is probably where we see a lot of people come to us with interest on being able to provide different markups. We do a number of different annotation types. If you do come up with one that we don't support, we would love to hear it. We're constantly iterating on our technology and providing updates and support to our customers to adapt to different market needs. If we're looking at our annotation tool, we have an inspector that allows you to customize the annotation, put backfill in there, also change the opacity of the annotation itself. I could also change the line thickness and really make the annotation appear as I would like it to. I can also make a note to myself that I was doing a webinar and I needed to show the annotation. So I could come back and see that at a later time of why I made the annotation. Other common annotation types that we do, we have stamps that you can add. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a check mark for doing such a good job on this webinar. But one of the things you can also do is you can upload custom stamps as well if you have some for your experience. Upload images, attach notes, as well as we covered that. We have a couple of different icons that you can use to show. So I can give myself 2 checks now, as well as free text and shape annotation. So you can see an example here of we've built out cloud annotations because we have a large use case in the construction industry for PDFs. So this was something that customers commonly requested. So we added it as a standard annotation type to our framework so that people can support their experience. So yeah, so viewing and annotations, we've covered that. The next one I would probably want to highlight is our form support. PDF forms are a great way of organizing information, and we provide a number of API hooks on what you can do with that information. In this example, we've rendered a PDF form. We've recognized the PDF form fields and provide different UI tools and how to handle and manipulate that data. So an example that you see here is we've already programmatically filled that information in the form. So we've pulled that from an existing database and mapped that to that existing form field. You can also see it here with the first and last name as well. That would be a mouthful for our first name, but you can see we've mapped that there. Other things you can see is we have a date and time picker. So with that drop down, I get a prompt to pick the date and time. We do radio buttons, check boxes, and things like that. We also can recognize a signature field, and we'll pull up our electronic signatures UI where I can draw a signature. So I can draw a signature. Not bad for a mouse, to be honest. I can store this signature for further use, or I can upload my signature, type it. PSPF is using a ton of e-signature products across different industries, both internally as well as in end-user products that leverage kind of different signature processes. We even go to the point of being able to apply and verify existing digital certificates so that you're able to tell if the document has been successfully signed and authenticated, as well as in the future being able to see if it's been manipulated since that. So as e-signature laws continue to adapt and evolve in different jurisdictions, we've done our effort to try and provide a vehicle to be able to comply with those as well. So just a few more things we'd like to show today. I know there's questions coming in that I trust that the team's helping out with. With PSPDFKit currently, we are able to render PDFs and manipulate PDFs. This is why, being able to use tools like GD Picture, which has a great conversion engine to get documents into a PDF, formatting is such a great combination in terms of providing both a back-end conversion tool, but also a front-end tool to view and manipulate those PDFs. Other use cases we commonly see customers come to us that they're using maybe an end user tool that they don't want the document to leave their application is our document editor. So, looking at different documents, being able to rearrange them, delete pages, add additional pages, rotate, and really manipulate the document structure is something that can be quite painful if you're having to leave the application, download it, upload it into an end user tool, and then come back and upload it again. There's a lot of places where that document can get lost, or we lose an audit trail of where that document's been if you have, security requirements around, who has permissions to these documents and things like that. So being able to do this within your application and understanding where that document lives can be very important. So, doing that with our document editor is something that we've seen quite a bit. Aside for that, one of the growing things we see in the market with, the need to be sensitive to personal information is our redaction tool. So we have a number of tools, both server side and client side, both with GD Picture and PSPDFKit that can provide true redaction. True redaction meaning you're removing not only the image of what's shown on the PDF, but the underlying metadata as well, so that it's irreversible. Very popular in government agencies, things like that, where you're redacting things. So with us, you can see I'm selecting something for redaction. I get my inspector. Let's say I had to redact this because I was running my webinar again today. And then I'm going to apply it. So I can see that this has been permanently removed from the PDF. So again, if I do it here with a different UI tool and apply, and then try to search for the word including, it no longer recognizes that including was there because we've removed it from the PDF, which is a great tool that we can use. We also do area redaction as well. So I'm able to remove things without having to select it. There's a number of programmatic things you can do here as well, in which you could set up certain parameters to be pre-selected for redaction, such as social security numbers, which you do server side. Last thing that we'd like to show today, before we kind of turn it back over to see if there's any remaining questions we have, would be our instant collaboration engine that we've been working on for several years, and it's something proprietary to PSPDFKit that we've built. and are quite happy with. So kind of continuing to adopt to common practices and how documents are handled. We've built a real-time sync engine that allows changes to a PDF to be synced in real time back to a server component that's self-hosted. What this enables is, not only a collaborative environment for multiple people on the same document, it also provides a tool for a single user to jump from different devices, such as my desktop to my iPhone to my Android device, and always have the latest document available, rather than having to worry again by downloading, sending, putting it back into my file handler, things like that. It really saves time and provides a nice tool to be able to communicate with other users. We've pushed further on this, and we've introduced threaded commenting so that you can have a sidebar conversation, much like you see with tools like Google Docs, so that you're able to effectively work, especially remotely, given the state of the workplace, on documents. And then you may ask, well, what if I don't want people to see my comments? We've solved that too with what we call instant permissions. You can do annotation level permissions where certain annotations are presented to different end users, so you're able to control who sees what. So yeah, so jumping back to the main website, to kind of talk about a few last things on kind of next steps. If you'd love to try the SDK, we do again provide a trial key. It'll be watermarked. It's quite an ugly watermark, but it's there for you to evaluate all the features that we showed today, and you can get a good idea of the different integration models, or the different integration opportunities that we provide for our web framework, as well as kind of our mobile SDKs. You will find some small differences with our mobile SDKs via our web SDK, such as UI and UX, because we really care about supporting the different gestures that customers will anticipate being able to do on the device they're working on. If you want to have a chat with our team about pricing, or just maybe need some consulting on what would be the best way to solve a problem that you're having, I would say definitely come to our contact sales sheet. If you're not really sure on what you need, feel free to schedule a call with our team. We have an active scheduling link that you can see based on, looks like I have some availability this afternoon that you can schedule with our team. We're happy to walk you through your use case, make recommendations. Again, with this new partnership, we're very excited to further expand on what we can solve. We're able to look at use cases now with more opportunities to say, this is the best way to serve the experience that you want to. So feel free to reach out to us. This will submit an email. We have a great response rate from our team that's distributed around the world. Additionally, if you want to talk to our engineering team as well, one of the things that we're very proud about is the availability of our engineers and what they provide to our end customers and people evaluating the SDK. You're able to talk directly to the same team members that are maintaining and building this every single day, with questions and advice on how to tackle a problem. So a couple different ways. And if you have questions, you can email Richard at PSPDFKit. I'm happy to help as well. But yeah, for that, I think that kind of finishes up what we had planned. I'll jump in on the chat to see if there's anything else. We will be sure to get back to anyone as well if we weren't able to answer your questions. But it looks like Jonathan's been doing a great job on getting back to everyone.
Hey, Richard, great job with the demo. I just want to reiterate, if you all have any interest around PSPDFKit, the best way is to contact our sales team. As you can tell, Richard's super knowledgeable, as well as the other sales associates we have, so they'll be happy to answer any of those questions. I'm trying to get through, I think between me and Loïc, we're trying to get through the questions that are being asked. Arnold, we don't have a call home activation on web. We have the ability to do a pin that you can get, as well as an offline mode. Most of our other SDKs that are on mobile, they're more of a lock and key. So once you unlock it, it doesn't fill home so long as the bundle ID is the same. Cigar, I don't know when we will be able to get to the point that we'll be able to include both GD Picture, DocuViewer, and PSPDFKit in the same NuGet package. We are exploring all of this. It's super preliminary. We've had about we're in our 4th week now of actually being able to have our developers, kind of cross-pollinate, sit and learn of what the possibilities are. We were only able to plan before the transaction closed. So this is currently our main focus right now, and will be one of our main focuses over Q3, is both maintaining our current roadmaps, serving our current customer bases, continuing to kind of execute on those roadmaps, as well as see what's possible together between the two teams, between the two technologies. We currently don't have any plans to sunset any product, whether it's PSPDFKit, whether it's an ORPALIS product, partly because we have no clue what that looks like. And I will tell you, before we would sunset any product, there'll be plenty of opportunity to prep for that. We'll definitely have guides to help people migrate both sides. So yeah, Russ, I can share anything. We are now, I think as of today, 104 people. I can't share our revenue, unfortunately. But yeah, we are in 23 different countries. We kind of have headquarters in Vienna, Austria. We now have offices in London, Vienna, Raleigh, North Carolina, in the US. So we are a global company. We've been a distributed company since day one. So I like to say we were remote before remote was cool. So yeah, we are continuing to grow. We hope to be 120 organically by the end of the year. And we're obviously still looking at potential companies that can continue to add towards this document foundation that we're trying to build for companies as well. So I don't think we will be 104 people very long. We'll be much larger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It looks like Jacob's question was answered by Richard. If there's any more questions at all, please, by all means, reach out to us. Sorry, I'm now looking in the chat. Looks like Loïc is already answering some of this. I can just reiterate what I kind of said at the beginning in my introduction, and kind of what Loïc said to wrap it up at the end. We believe the culture of our two companies are strangely similar, almost like we've been working side by side much longer than we have. Our development teams are very focused, core value-wise, on continuing to iteratively improve our products. We have a strong vision as to where we think, let's say, the digital document revolution is going. We want to be right there to be a partner for developers to help them kind of achieve this as it's sped up. We were there before COVID, hybrid work, all this just really accelerated this. It's exciting because it's something that's been promised for, let's say, 30 years and hasn't made a lot of progress. And now it seems like we're building traction. ORPALIS's technology, as you can tell from these customers, we are just as big of fans. When we looked at GD Picture, when we looked at DocuViewer, we were just as impressed, I'm sure, as you all have been using it. And we think the combination of these two teams, these two companies, is really going to propel us in our direction, and kind of really help us achieve our mission of helping developers kind of go paperless in orgs and move beyond PDF, doc, all these different document types. So we couldn't be more happy to have you on board. Thank you for joining. Thank you all for the demos. And yeah, we look forward to talking to you more in the future. Happy to engage with you. Hope everyone has a good morning, day, afternoon, evening, wherever you're joining us from. And again, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. Goodbye.